One that got wet. Here is another, and here is yet another 3 into Lake Michigan. And when that happens,
yeah, it starts getting in your mind.
And the golf club soon to follow.
He was nicknamed the Lion, Long John, and Wild Thing. In the gentleman's game, we could only be referring to one player, John Daly. Daly has lived a wild and unbelievable life, and in this video, we will explore the top 5 things you need to know about his early life, golf career, and lifestyle. Number 5. John Patrick Daly was born in Carmichael, California on April 28, 1966 to Jim and Lou Daly. John was their third child and their youngest after a daughter and son named Leslie and Jamie. Due to work-related reasons, Jim moved the entire family around in various small towns across the United States. When John was 4 years old, he moved along with his family to Darnell, Arkansas. As a 4-year-old, he became fascinated with the sport of golf when his father gifted him 2 cut-off golf clubs. John improved his golf skills after practicing more and more. Unfortunately, he reportedly drank beer the first time while he was only 8 years old, and he liked it so much that he started sneaking around and drinking his parents' homemade wine. At age 13, he was so brilliant that he won the Spring Club Championship, defeating all the male members. It moved the club to promptly change its rules, barring juniors from future open club competitions. The Daly family then moved to Zachary, Louisiana, and later Jefferson City, Missouri, where John completed his middle school and high school years. While attending Helias High School, Daly developed a fondness for football as a punter and a place kicker. He contributed to the team winning the state championship in 1983 and a perfect 10-0 record. Despite his pursuit of football, his golf skills didn't suffer one bit. In the same year, he won Missouri State Amateur Golf Championship. He then followed it up by winning the 1984 Arkansas State Amateur Championship. Daly's game attracted the interest of many schools that vied for him to accept a scholarship. In the end, he chose to attend the University of Arkansas from 1984 to 1987. It is reported that John had clashes with his college coaches because of missing classes and his drinking problems. As an amateur, John qualified for the U.S. Open in 1986, but missed the cut due to scores of 88 and 76. Number 4. Daly decided to become a professional in 1987 and enjoyed almost immediate success by winning the 1987 Missouri Open. From 1987 to 1989, he played mainly in minor events around the U.S. and South Africa, where he won 3 Sunshine Tour events. In 1990, he returned stateside to win the Ben Hogan Utah Classic. In 1991, he was pushed into stardom when he won the PGA Championship, a just reward for his hard work. He became a media sensation for his aggressive style of hooks and swings. He went from an unknown player to developing a cult-like following among his fans. Daly capped the season by winning the PGA Tour Rookie of the Year for 1991. However, in 1993 and 1994, things went downhill quickly due to his indulging in more and more alcohol. He was suspended by the PGA Tour from late 1993 into early 1994 due to his behavior. He reportedly walked off the course mid-round during the Kapalua International and at the Kemper Open. Daly threw his scorecard at the scoring tent and disqualified himself after scoring a 77. The suspension also covered another incident at the 1993 Southern Open, where Daly walked off the course without telling his partners he was quitting. Thankfully, Daly decided to get help by entering alcoholic rehabilitation for 3 weeks in late 1993. He returned to the tour refocused and won the 1994 Bell South Classic, and even admitted that it was his first win sober. The win was his 3rd PGA Tour title. In 1995, Daly's career took another leap when he claimed his 2nd major title at the Open Championship. He won the tournament in an exciting playoff with Constantino Rocca at the Old Course St. Andrews. Unfortunately, after winning the 1995 Open, Daly struggled with his golf game and drinking habits. His game was severely affected due to his weight and drinking problems, which also wreaked havoc on his personal life. He withdrew from several tournaments between 1996 and 2000. It is reported that Daly attended Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. Between 2001 and 2003, he won a few tournaments on the European Tour and non-PGA Tour events. At the 2002 Australian PGA Championship, Daly made a triple bogey 7 on his last hole and threw his putter and ball into a pond. He later failed to sign for a 78 on the scorecard, which disqualified him from the tournament. He was later fined by the Australian Tour and required to write a letter of apology to a tour official who he had verbally abused. In 2004, he made a strong comeback with a win at the Buick Invitational and copped an award as the PGA Tour Comeback Player of the Year. He also climbed into the top 4 of the golf stat rankings, but didn't win any other tournament until 2014, when he emerged winner in the Beco Classic by 1 shot. The period was not incident-free because in the 2008 Australian Open, Daly broke a spectator's camera at Royal Sydney's 9th hole. He was suspended and fined by Golf Australia. In that year, he decided to shed some weight after undergoing lap band surgery to lose 40 pounds, but he later admitted that he lost closer to 80 pounds. Daly's game, however, never reached the heights of his early years, and having turned 50, he began to play on the Senior PGA Tour Champions and won a tournament in 2017. A GolfChannel.com article estimates that Daly earned over $10 million in his PGA Tour career. Fun fact, John Daly went on the Dan Le Batard show and told a story about a time he once threw $55,000 that he won at a casino out a car window while going over a bridge to prove a point to his ex-wife, Cherie. I am sure you could prove a point to your wife and not let it cost you $55,000.
Period.
He also has the unfortunate record of the highest ever score on a single hole on a PGA Tour. He did so by scoring an 18 on a par 5 during the 1998 Bay Hill Invitational. Ugh.
Number 3.
Daly has an endorsement deal with Loudmouth, which is a golf clothing company. Loudmouth pants are distinct for their color and personality, and as an endorser, John wore them with pride. In 2014, he signed another deal with Rock Bottom Golf, which is a discount golf store. It was a good joint venture since the store offered his merchandise and a section dedicated to Daly's fashion wear. He tried to operate a wine company called John Daly Wines, but it sadly had to close its operation. Daly also owns a golf course design company called JD Designs. The company has designed courses in the US, Ireland, and Canada. John also appeared in the video game Pro Stroke Golf. A part of Daly's business empire is his active involvement in music. He has released several albums over the years, including I Only Know One Way, which was released in 2010. This album includes collaborations with singers such as Darius Rucker. His first album was My Life, and it featured guest vocals from Willie Nelson and Johnny Lee. Sadly, John wasted a lot of his money on alcohol, but also on gambling. He estimates that his total gambling losses from 1991 to 2007 fall in the range of $55 to $57 million. According to Daly, he would regularly play 7 hands of blackjack, each for up to $15,000. He also visited a high-limit slot machine that cost $5,000 per pool and would sometimes stay at the tables for up to 2 days straight. While he appears to have overcome his addictions, it seriously affected his earnings. Due to his gambling and drinking addictions as stated previously, CelebrityNetWorth.com estimates that John Daly is worth only $2 million. Daly's life is a cautionary tale for all athletes.
Number 2.
After winning the PGA Championship in 1991, Daly gave $30,000 to the family of a man named Tom Weaver, who died during the tournament due to a lightning strike. The money went towards paying college expenses for Tom's 2 daughters. $30,000 was a lot of money for Daly to give away in 1991, since he was only a rookie in the sport. He is also involved in many charities in Northwest Arkansas where he attended college. He has donated money to his local high school, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. He even shaved his signature mullet and donated the proceeds from the event to various charities. In August 2020, Daly launched a new foundation with an undisclosed partner. The foundation seeks to assist children and veterans. The foundation's first major contribution was the construction of a new Boys and Girls Club in Dardanelle, Arkansas, where Daly lives and holds his annual golf tournament in support of the club. The foundation was reportedly in the process of building a home for veterans in Oklahoma. So yeah, despite the media's portrayal of JD, that man has a good heart.
Number 1.
John Daly's wild, unbelievable life is complete by his wild, unbelievable personal life. The dude has been married 4 times. Yeah, 4. His first marriage was in 1987 to Dale Crafton. She reportedly wanted him to live with her in her hometown of Blytheville, Arkansas, while Daly wanted to make it in the PGA. Sadly, their relationship came to an end in February 1990 when they got divorced. Daly's second marriage was to Betty Fulford in 1992. The relationship yielded a daughter named Shina Hell. After a few months of being married, Daly was charged with third-degree assault. It is reported that he threw his wife into a wall at their home near Denver. She didn't pursue the case, and John denied the act. Nonetheless, the marriage ended in 1995. In the same year, Daly moved on quickly and started dating 20-year-old Paulette Dean. They soon got married, and Dean gave birth to a daughter. However, some incidences turned the relationship sour, and after 4 years of marriage, Daly said nope, and he opted out to be single. Daly's fourth marriage was to Cherie Miller, and they tied the knot in 2001. The marriage lasted 6 years to 2007 when a fight broke out in a Memphis restaurant during the St. Jude Championship. Daly claims that later that night, his wife attacked him with a steak knife. He showed up for his second round on Friday afternoon with cuts and scrapes across his face. Miller was later arrested after fleeing the scene and was sentenced to prison for 5 months on drug-related charges. The marriage yielded another son named after John himself. In 2007, he began dating Anna Kladakis. At the time, Kladakis was working as a promotional director at Hooters. Daly officially proposed to Kladakis in 2014, although it seems they still haven't officially tied the knot, or maybe they just haven't told the world. Anyway, they have been seen together on his senior PGA Tour events. In September 2020, Daly was sadly diagnosed with bladder cancer. However, after surgery and treatment, he was back on the senior PGA Tour in 2021 like the resilient fighter we know him to be. Okay, so based off his golf career, addictions, and private life, we can officially say that John Daly has lived a wild, unbelievable life. So what do you think about John Daly's wild, unbelievable life? Also, is he the most controversial figure to ever play the sport? Let me know in the comments section. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for premium sports-related content. Until next time.